The Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi dispute, this dispute between Shahi Idgah and the Sri Krishna Janmabhoomi Trust. The disputed premises in Mathura will be surveyed by the court commissioner. Allahabad High Court has given its orders regarding the survey of the disputed complex in Mathura. That's the bit of word coming in. Now we'll try and get more details from my colleagues, but this is a matter that has been pending at the lower court and subsequently it has been taken to a higher court. The key concern here which the petitioners had raised is that the so-called agreement that was reached between the Hindu and the Muslim side, in that particular case, the true representatives of the deity, the Hindu deity, were not really taken into account. They were not a part of that so-called settlement, and hence any kind of settlement between Shahi Idgah Mosque Committee and the Krishna Janmabhoomi Trust that is being touted as some kind of a solution or a compromise is not something which is tenable in law. It is once again argued by the petitioners that the complex, the mosque complex which is particularly occupying the temple premises is thoroughly illegal. It is the property of the deity and should be handed back to the deity. After the construction of Ram temple, there has been much development when it comes to the dispute in Kashi. And also in Mathura. These are the two major disputes, historical, religious and important in nature, socially important in nature, which dominate the headlines. Ananya Bhatnagar with us on the broadcast. Ananya, the details of this order, please.
Well, definitely. This was an order that was reserved on November 26 on Order 26 Rule 9 application seeking an appointment of a court commissioner and for holding a court commissioner survey at the disputed site in the Krishna Janmabhoomi case. And today, a single judge bench of the Allahabad High Court has now allowed for the appointment of the court commissioner to carry on this particular survey. So it would be interesting to see as to who would be appointed as the court commissioner and when will the survey actually begin. So we'll have to wait and watch for that. These are initial details that have been coming in from the Allahabad High Court. The detailed order copy would also lay down, how the survey has to be conducted and what would be the framework of the survey that would be carried out by over the orders of the Allahabad High Court. But a big order coming in when it comes to, the settling the whole debate when it comes with regards to the Krishna Janmabhoomi and Shahi Idgah case. And we'll see as to how and what comes out in that particular advocate commissioner's report. So we'll have to wait and watch for that and for the dates of the survey. But definitely a big win coming in for the Hindu side when it comes to, Allahabad High Court giving and paving a way for a court commissioner survey to happen at the disputed site in Mathura.
Whether it's about the Gyanvapi dispute, Order 7, Rule 11, the procedure under the civil CPC, the Civil Procedure Code of the Indian Constitution, the Indian statutes that exist, largely states that if this is a disputed site or there are two sites which are claiming their particular proprietorship or their ownership on a particular piece of land, a court of commissioner is appointed and then the particular commissioner takes the survey. The Muslim side had argued that there is no locus standi of the Hindu petitioners in this entire matter and no kind of survey can be allowed because this is already a settled dispute in some sense of the term. As I argued earlier, it has been argued by the Hindu side, the petitioners in this case, that the much spoken about settlement that exists had never taken the real Hindu side into confidence. The rights of the deities which are recognized under Indian law, a deity is considered to be a judicial subject, a judicial personality, a juristic personality, and that personality has proprietary rights, has legal rights and has property rights. The fact that the property rights of the deity have been infringed upon and the real people who actually represent or can represent the deity were never part of that solution. Hence, this dispute should be looked at by the courts of this country with a fresh perspective. That was the broad argument that has been put out by the Hindu petitioners. The Hindu petitioners also argue that there must be a survey must be done of the disputed site. The court commissioner must submit their report and based on this report, further litigation should proceed. At the heart of it, it's a matter pertaining to the rights of the deity and whether inside the temple complex, whether it's in Kashi, whether it's in Banaras or whether it's this particular dispute, the Krishna Janmabhoomi dispute in Mathura, lie historical differences of the two communities which have not been amicably settled. Now let's see what exactly is the view coming in from the Hindu side. We'll try and get you more reactions on this entire matter. The question at hand is whether the mosque was built at the site of the temple. Vishnu Jain, the key lawyer fighting this battle, is speaking.
उस सर्वे की एप्लीकेशन को अलाउ कर दिया है। जो शाही एक ही बात, जो शाही ईदगाह मस्जिद की डिमांड थी कि पहले 711 application should be decided first and advocate commission should not be decided, that argument has been rejected. The court has in principle agreed with our demand that advocate commissioner must be issued. Who will be the advocate commissioner, whether it will be a 3-member panel, what will be the timing of advocate commissioner, what will be the modalities, all these things will be decided on 18 December.
What demanding by you?
My demand was that in this Shahi Idgah Masjid there are a lot of signs and symbols of Hindu temple, and to know the actual factual position an advocate commissioner panel is required, and therefore the honorable court has accepted my application, allowed my application, and this order has been passed today.
Big victory.
Yes, it's a very big important landmark judgment by the honorable Allahabad High Court.
Well, those are the details coming in. You heard Vishnu Shankar Jain really speaking there. The Krishna Janmabhoomi at Mathura is a disputed site in the Indian state of Uttar Pradesh. This particular site is believed to be the birthplace of Lord Krishna. Hindus believe, revere and worship that place in Mathura. It is the Krishna Janmabhoomi. It is considered and it is a sacred place. A temple is dedicated here to Lord Krishna and it's called the Krishna Janmasthan. That's where Lord Krishna was born. And it has existed until it was demolished by certain invaders in the 17th century, and it was replaced with a mosque known as the Shahi Masjid. Now the argument is that the area of the Shahi Masjid has been further expanded and the real site where the Krishna Janma or the birth of Lord Krishna actually happened is still at the Shahi Idgah. Ananya, could you give us the genesis of this entire dispute, the historical background? Ananya, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Well, yes, definitely, Anusha. This is a big order now coming in from, in fact, the Allahabad High Court. And if I go on to take you through that application that was filed by the deity in this particular case, the Bhagwan Sri Krishna Virajman, and 7 others had filed this particular application through Advocate Hari Shankar Jain, Vishnu Shankar Jain, and it was, the application was moved in the original suit pending before, in fact, the High Court, and it was claimed that the Lord Sri Krishna's birthplace was beneath the mosque, and that there were many signs which established that the mosque is a Hindu temple, and hence, that there is a very, very need of, in fact, appointing a court commissioner to actually look into this particular issue. And if you remember, Anusha, similar were the claims when it comes to the Krishna, when it comes to the Gyanvapi case as well, and that too also, had received a lot of opposition from the Muslim side that, such a survey should not be conducted. And even after that survey was conducted, the findings of that survey were actually challenged. So it is a long process for, in fact, the Krishna Janmabhoomi case as well. But at this point of time, this seems to be a very, very big win for the Hindu side when it comes to, getting this application allowed for conducting advocate commissioner survey, and the appointment of an advocate commissioner has been approved by, in fact, the High Court. A single judge bench of the High Court has now approved of this. Whether or not they will be knocking the doors of the division bench, the Muslim side would be challenging it before a division bench, and whether they would be coming before the Supreme Court, it's something that only time can tell. But definitely, this comes to be a big win for, in fact, the Hindu side. The detailed order copy is yet to be out, so we'll get to know what reasons have been cited by, in fact, the court, what kind of a reasoning has been given out by the court while, allowing for this particular survey, and we'll have to wait.